Stop calling it procrastination. Here's what it actually is. Entry: spent an hour researching which task to start first. Decided on 3. Started none. Called it procrastination again. You have been calling it procrastination for years. Every time you open your laptop and freeze. Every time you have the plan, the time and the intention, and still you cannot make yourself start. You call it procrastination. Here is the problem with that. Procrastination is the symptom. It is not the diagnosis. And when you treat a symptom with the wrong medicine, you stay sick. The real name for what you are experiencing is static friction. In physics, static friction is the force that stops an object from moving at all. It is always higher than the kinetic friction, the friction that acts when something is already in motion. This is why starting is always the hardest part, not finishing, but starting. Engineers solved static friction in machinery in 1781. We use a cold start protocol. I built one for humans. 3 rules. No motivation required. Rule 1 in 30 seconds. The cold start protocol. Rule 1. The micro commitment. Every system that has ever failed you started too big. The 30-minute workout. The 2-hour deep work session. The full kitchen clean. Your brain does not resist work. It resists the size of what you're asking it to do. The micro commitment rule is this. Your commitment is not the task. Your commitment is to start the task for 2 minutes, not the workout, put on the shoes, not the video, open the script document, not the chapter, read 1 paragraph. You are not lowering your standards. You are lowering the activation energy required to start. Physics in action. Rule 2. The single surface. The reason you freeze at your desk is not a lack of discipline. It is too many open decisions. Which task first? Which app? Which file? Every open decision is static friction. Every extra option adds to the force required to move. The single surface rule. When you sit down to work, 1 window open, 1 document, 1 task written on a physical piece of paper in front of you. Not on your phone, on paper. The decision was already made. Your prefrontal cortex, the part that runs willpower, does not need to engage. The path is already cleared. You just follow it. Stop. Rule 3. The 2-minute ignition. You have the micro commitment. You have the single surface. Now you light the engine. Set a timer. 2 minutes. Begin the micro commitment. Here is what will happen. At the 2-minute mark, you will not want to stop. This is not motivation. This is the kinetic friction replacing static friction. You are already in motion. The hardest part is behind you. An object in motion stays in motion. Newton figured that out in 1687. You just have to survive the first 2 minutes. System recap. The cold start protocol. Rule 1. The micro commitment. Shrink the start, not the goal. Rule 2. The single surface. Eliminate the decision overhead. Rule 3. The 2-minute ignition. Survive the static friction window. Stop diagnosing yourself with procrastination. You have a cold start. Problems have a mechanical solution. I spent 3 years writing the same journal entry. Same goals. Same frustration. Same frozen screen. I went from university suspension to dean's list in engineering. Not because I found discipline, but because I stopped fighting static friction and started engineering around it. The starter kit in the description below has the cold start checklist, the single surface setup guide, and the identity shift tracker. It is free, linked in the description below. Stop calling it procrastination. Start fixing the cold start problem. See you in the next one.